Okay, so Mark is in our little bathroom, and it's a little bit hard to tape there, but he has put on the first coat of mud to try and remove all the gouges that I put in from trying to remove the wallpaper and that sort of thing. So, so the first skim coat of drywall compound went on, and now he's just taken the top edges off, and he'll probably be smoothing it a second time, and that's just the one wall. So it's going to be a longer process, of course, than we thought, but isn't everything. So
but on the other hand, this wall's in worse shape than the other one. So.
This is the worst wall? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yep. It'll probably take, what, at least 2-3 days to get the walls
Fairly straight.
prepped for painting?
Yeah.
Yeah. At least, because you have to also let the mud dry in between. So, good thing it's only a small room, but it is in pretty bad shape. The walls were pretty ugly with that paper. Trying to take it off was a nightmare. I don't think we have any paper in the house that's as bad as that. The other bathroom is vinyl and it just peels off, which is really nice. You can just pull it by the corner and the whole thing comes off. So there'll be none of that craziness trying to use a razor blade to scrape off the top layer. And as a matter of fact, Mark had to use a sander to get some of it off that I had given up. It was just a nightmare.
Yes, and when you remove wallpaper with a random orbital sander, you mess up the walls.
Yeah. But, yeah, I had gotten about 90% of it, or 80% at least. And so he took the rest with the sander. And now, of course, we're repairing the wall. And I don't know if you can see the ceiling. Let me point it up at it. Yeah, it's pretty ugly. This house has never been painted once from the original. I'm sure it had the original paint and that was it. So in over 40 years, yeah, maybe, what is it, 1981 this house was built, or 1980?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So it's, what? Well, that would make
45 years.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's pretty obvious that what was once white is now brown. So it will brighten up the whole house when we start painting white again. And we will be using a lot of light paint, just because we do have a lot of wood paneling in this house as well, and a lot of wood frames, and of course all the brickwork makes it very dark. So wherever we can lighten it up, we will be doing that. Okay, Mark, I'll leave you to. Mark didn't want my help. He said the room's too small for the two of us to be working in it. So he's on his own and told me to go find something else to do. And I will.
Yeah, of course you will. There's tons of stuff to do here.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the things I did to keep myself occupied was get my frozen figs and dehydrate them. So yeah, when I left back in the summer, I dehydrated a whole bunch of figs from my tree, and the rest that I didn't want to dehydrate, I just froze. And I can tell you that when I got back here, I just munched on those dehydrated figs for the first month, and they were gone. And I had a full mason jar full of them. And this looked like it was a very good freezer bag full of these. And yes, they were frozen, and the recommendation is to thaw them out before you do anything with them when they're frozen. So I did that, and I could make jam, but I really enjoy them as a snack, so that's what I'm doing here. So, oops, dropped a few. Okay, so I am going to dehydrate these again, and then I can just pop a few in my mouth whenever I feel like a snack. And I can assure you that I probably will be gathering a whole bunch more figs, and I intend to start a fig forest, fig plantation, as Mark calls it. But yeah, that's one of the things that I can do while he's doing the bathroom. So I've just placed it on the stove, more for convenience, because I have an electrical outlet there. And I'm setting the temperature at 140, 130, 140. And it'll probably be quite a while before they're dry. And yes, this kitchen, the cupboards have been taken down, a little bit of the holes have been plastered up. But once again, all the darkness there is from it never having been painted since it was new. And the 2 holes that were left are for electrical. We haven't decided whether we want to leave them for a microwave, so for the time being they're not being patched up. I don't know if you can see the holes in the wall. Yeah, there they are. So we may patch them up, but there is electrical wiring behind that for a microwave should we decide we want it, or a fan over the stove. Kitchen has yet to be redesigned. There's still a lot of work to be done on the back wall before I don't think we'll have the kitchen in this year, for sure. You know, first flooring has to be done. So the whole kitchen has to come out and floors done. And yeah, everything is in time, in steps, and we're not knocking ourselves out to have it all done the first week. So it's all good. And our little wood stove is being put to good use. When the weather is a little bit on the chilly side, when it's like this in the 40s, it's not bad, like, you know, low or high 39, low 40 outside. You know, we can maintain enough heat in the house here, but I think we'll probably be looking at supplemental heat again next year. This little stove is great, but it's probably not the only thing that we want to depend on for heat. It'll be good for this year, though. Perhaps we'll look at a mini split in one of the other rooms, or possibly even in this one. But and yes, Mark intends to cut a lot of our own firewood. It does eat up a lot of firewood if you want to keep the room warm. It works, you just have to feed it constantly. Okay. Now I don't know if